Hello, this is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Ryushi and Ducky. We're here for the ETF2L Season 60 part of the Blackout Gaming Premiership Weekly fixture between the Last Resort and Reverto. It's going to be Badlands and Metalworks. I just told the teams to ready up. We finally got a relay up. Ryushi, it's going to be less than 90 seconds before the action begins here.
Probably. I'm excited. Yay. Happy.
I can tell. That's all English excitement once again.
Enthused.
It's reaching a fever pitch here. Maybe you want to give us a quick rundown of the TLR roster. I've got a limited amount of time though.
Yes, of course. So we've got him again, Evil Moon on Medic, Kyler for Fun, and Rake will be that Scout partnership. Callow will be playing the Pocket, and Nadir making his Premiership debut on Roma tonight.
Yes, and on the Reverto side, you're going to have Bar, who died a lot in his last game. He'll be pocketed by Starkey. Romer will be rising. You've got Jorge on the Demo Man, and Ethog playing that sort of slightly passive scout role. GF18 is going to Merc again in place of Aphid, who seems to be constantly absent from the Reverto roster. I think that's a real problem for them this season, but we'll see how GF18 managed to do this game. He wasn't so successful the last time he merged for them against Reverto. They lost Badlands 3-4, and I think they lost Ballywash 4-1 as well. So let's see if GF18 can step it up. Somebody needs to protect Bar. I'm putting the job of that onto Stark. He needs to keep his medic alive a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, I think Bar needs to reel him in a little bit more. He seemed to be really sort of leaving his medic behind last game. I can't actually remember who it was against. I didn't watch it. I'm just going on what people have said.
Yeah,
I think what you said on TFTV. Wow.
Playing Pocket properly can be a very boring job, depending on your opponent. But I think Stark just likes to get in to the action and hope that somebody else will pocket his medic for him. Maybe he should leave the roaming to Rising. But we'll see what happens here on Badlands. Things should be getting underway shortly. We got 12 players on the server, 6 aside. As you can see, Ducky is our streamer tonight, so shout out to him. You've just been enjoying his pounding DJ set there, DJ Ducky in the mix. But now it's all TF2 action. There's also another game tonight being cast on Vanilla TV. I think it might be Connor and Beasley doing that one. You can find those guys at twitch.tv/Vanilla TV if you want to see what is happening in the Cause We Can versus Evocate gaming game. That'll be a good one too, but you know, you got the sickest casters here. You got the King of TF2 and his pretender to the throne, Ryushi.
Absolutely. The usurping will happen, you know. Just you're going to turn around one day and you're going to see me with a knife, and not real life. Just, you know, don't worry. I'm not actually threatening you. Just in case you're, you know, worried by a small boy threatening you over the internet.
That does worry me, yeah. I mean, on ETF2L, to make a death threat is a bannable offence, as
it's true.
Once found out.
No, just like a backstab in TF2 terms, you know, and then I will become the best caster ever. I'll steal DJC away from you.
He is the king, but he's not so interested in casting. Maybe persuade him to cast once a month if we're lucky. But that's for now, guys. You'll have to settle for old Admirable. Yawn. Zzz. Oh, he's left the server.
Wow. TF18 already going straight for that panic.
Ethog's
no.
gone.
No, Ethog's back. He's rejoined.
Calm down, Ryushi.
I'm not panicking.
You are. You're terribly panicked.
Okay.
It's a fix.
I have no idea what's going on.
Suggest that he's going to snipe. Oh, is it me?
No,
you sound
it's
good to me.
No, it's definitely me.
You sound fine.
No, because my game's lagging as well. So I may crash. So you'll have to do this by yourself. I don't know if you can handle that.
People in Twitch chat, tell us who's lagging. Because Ryushi sounds fine to me. But Miro says both, so maybe it's Ducky who's lagging. Ducky,
oh dear.
Talk to us.
Not talking to us, this is not promising.
Uh-oh. Ducky sounds fine. He says the casters are lagging.
Oh.
Not me. Oh dear, maybe my internet connection is in use.
Yeah, this is not good.
Home networking, it's a bitch.
Is it just me or is TFTV down again? I think it is. This is where
let's not worry about that. We're gonna go live here. This has been a bizarre start to what is a Team Fortress TV production with Admirable, Ryushi and Ducky. We're going to be here for the ETF2L Season 16 powered by Blackout Gaming Premiership Week 3 fixture between the Last Resort and Reverto and TLR coming up with a choke rollout. They're going to send pretty much their whole team onto choke. You will see Kyler for fun making a little bit of distraction play on slip, and they've read perhaps an aggressive shithouse rollout from Reverto and seem to be countering it quite well. They've got all their players positioned in one grip here, able to put down a lot of damage at short notice. They managed to get 2 frags, Calio onto Starkey and Heist onto Hui, but meanwhile it's actually 3 go down as well for TLR. It's turned into a 3-on-3 game. Players of the Last Resort are slightly separated though here, but they do have that height advantage. We're going to see Nadir drop down and as only gets the medic pick onto Bar, and those 2 scouts remaining there for Reverto, GF18 and Ethug. They're not going to continue, they're not going to try and get that medic pick onto Evil Moon.
Well, it was pretty hard. He had 2 scouts with him and a soldier now, so he's pretty safe right there. So it's just going to be a case of Reverto just waiting for that medic to come up, and then they're going to try and get aggressive. They're going to wait out Evil Moon's Uber, maybe try and force him early with a Roma bomb or something like that. But he's holding pretty far back. I think he's just building at the moment. No, he's got it by now. Sorry. So he's holding close. Actually, they look like they want to go through house right now. In fact, they are. They're going to take the demo straight in. He's going to jump straight through. That's going to be Hiss getting aggressive straight onto that choke. He manages to force out the Uber, but Evil Moon, does pop. Force out the enemy team, but Evil Moon does pop, and they're going to carry on with this. Going to take this through their choke, trying to get in, but Nadir gets shut down really easily. And they're just going to have to sort of back out a little bit. Calho goes down as well. That's going to be 2 frags for Reverto, and they're going to push off this. That looks like a Kritzkrieg to me, and it is a Kritzkrieg to me, coming out of Bar. He loves that crits, and it's going to be his on 85%, so Huey's going to be ready and waiting, trying to keep himself reloaded and ready to push.
And this is dangerous for the Last Resort here. They're trying to do their best to force out what they think is an Uber, but it's actually a crits. And Huey picks up Kyler and Evilman there and gets that all-important medic pick with the Kritzkrieg. That's going to continue their advantage. And look at Heist playing a dangerous game there. Was right in front of Rising, who was standing in the house on THP. Didn't even bother to shoot a rocket because he didn't want to kill himself. And that was just bizarre. Had to take the pacifist route there to save his own life. But it looks like Reverto are going to push forward heavily off the back of that successful Kritzkrieg. They're swarming red players onto that spire. The Last Resort are all positioned in the lobby. Now they start to move back as Reverto soldiers take to the high ground of the balcony, and they've actually possibly isolated the medic there. Rising thinks no, he'd go for the back cap, drops down onto stairs and then peeks and main realises he's blocked. Now comes back out to try and get Heist, but Heist finds 2 there, gets both Reverto soldiers single-handedly, and even though it's an uber advantage there for Reverto, a crits advantage no less, they're not going to push without those 2 soldiers.
Well, I don't know if TLR get really aggressive. That's a 3k straight off there, both soldiers and a scout now. And the crits in fact does get popped off onto Huey, so he's trying to be finding people with that long range spam. But at the moment he's not actually managed to get anything. He's got a couple of crit stickies about, but nothing else happening. But it looks like the threat of that crits has forced TLR back, especially as Kyler for Fun goes down now as well. But of course they have got that huge advantage now with Evil Moon on 8%, so they're going to push as soon as they can. I think they can definitely hold their last with a soldier or something and then push out. In fact, although they have backed all the way up and brought out a pyro, so it looks like they're going to be staying. Which, you know, I wouldn't advise maybe, but they're playing it safe, I think.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you have a full Uber charge and you know your opponent has crits, you always have the winning hand. As long as you execute your Uber successfully, you win. That's the theory anyway. There's a lot more to crits than just like this rock paper scissors type mentality. You can work your way around it. But right now that's what TLR are thinking. They're thinking, yes, we can hold here. We'll let them crits and crush them whenever they come close. Now they have to be careful they don't get beat out into popping early. And that is something that can very definitely happen whenever you hold on to last. People can send in players to force and just hold on to that advantage in the lobby area, and we might see that, Ryushi. Ryushi? Oh
yes.
Dear.
No, I'm here.
Sorry, I was just talking to my... Then I realised there was like no sound at all in this cast.
Sorry, I couldn't hear anything. A couple of players going down there, sorry. Colourful Fun actually tried to get in on Spy, but didn't manage to find any picks there, which is going to be unfortunate for him. Apologies
weird internet issues for all of us today. Apologies for this stream, and to any VODs that are going to be watching later on. But once again, Reverto just holding this second point right now. You know, they're trying to keep that height advantage. They've got crits, but Evilmoon, of course, still sitting on his Uber. And although they might want to look like they might want to make a move, they can, of course, crit stickies. If you don't see them coming, it's so easy to drop them.
Oh,
and in fact, they come in, they find Nadir, so that's Nadir going to be going down. But the Uber comes straight out. Rising, Huey, and Ethog all going down really, really quickly to the combination of TLR, of Calho, and Kyler for fun. And Reverto just back straight up.
And you have to think that was pretty much what TLR were hoping for. They baited Reverto into that position, got those 3 picks, and right now Bar is running for his life. The roller just isn't enough to kill him there. He will escape on 10 HP, but there's a scout hot on his heels. In comes the Soldier of Rising to lay down a few rockets to control that space and make sure nobody chases him down. Now Reverto will have that crits advantage if they continue to build, but for a while there they weren't. It's going to be pretty close. Evilmoon will be able to communicate to his team and hopefully kite this next crits Krieg wave as long as he remembers that his opponents do in fact have crits. Sometimes it's tough. He doesn't have someone that can really build here either. This Soldier now begins to build, but he's just buffing up his flank players. They are in a position where if Reverto crits they could have killed them, but it seems like Reverto think that TLR have Uber, and it's going to be a little bit of a Mexican standoff here, Ryushi.
Yeah, I mean, TLR does have Uber right now. Evilmoon has just managed to get it. So both teams sort of waiting for something to happen. They're just looking for that pick, that frag on the flanks.
What happened there? Bar just Ubered? Just critzed by accident or something? No, he switched to Uber.
They used that back spawn. Right, okay, I see.
He went back and he changed his medigun. And this is a bit of a gamble. Something you can do definitely if you're holding last, or you know, you're getting ready to push, but he actually walked all the way back from middle to spawn, changed the medigun. This is like a master
next level
deception. Like highly sneaky. Let's see what happens here.
Well, TLR have seen him building with a scout, so they must think he must be doing something really weird. But now he's got that Uber, and it's going to really surprise them here, because they think they might think it's still crits. I don't know if they've seen. They haven't really got anyone in on the flanks to go in. But this is going to be a surprise Uber coming out of them right now. But they're trying to bait them.
Like, they want TLR to pop first. They're trying to show this forward position from TLR, and like they're looking for that call from Heist to just push in and use the Uber, thinking they can crush the crits Krieg. But really, oh, now they lead in with one Soldier. It's going to be a single Uber on Starkey. That'll be like 8 seconds of charge there, and the surprise of the Uber charge probably wasn't really that great, as Evilmoon was just able to Uber his players too, and everybody stays alive. Nobody even coming close to death there. You do see Nadir poking into the valley though with Rake, and they are drawing attention here. This might create an opening on the choke, but no. It seems like Stark and Hui are very dedicated in their spam of the choke, and no one will be able to get through on either side, and this is turning into a very stalemate game. Nobody wants to give up a single inch here, man.
So next level meta strat's failing by Bar there. I wonder whose idea that was. I mean, it could have worked if they'd actually forced the bait, but Hiss was like, no, it's not happening. He's just going to sit back there and just spam, you know, content to just pad his damage stats, really.
Yeah,
I'm just sat in free cam, just watching this choke. Just watch each team slowly walk up to choke and then walk back again, and then the other team does it, and it just...
Looking for that
they're going to bomb Stark in right now with Ubi. He's going to be trying to look for any frag that he possibly can. Evilmoon has got his, so it's going to be easy save him, but Hiss actually takes a lot of damage, but he jumps straight, surfs straight into Evilmoon. He oobs him, and in fact Bar's going to get caught out here. He gets created by Hiss. Calho cleans up Stark, and that's going to be no combo for Reverto. As TLR pushing through this choke, they're going to send a scout in first, trying to see what's going on. Rising gets caught out in the house. He jumps in, but gets shut down by Kyler for fun. Hiss down as well, and that's going to really stunt the push, but they look like they're trying to keep this. Calho's sort of just defending that choke, defending his medic, and GF18's down, so they could push this. It's only going to be Huey and Ethog at the moment. Everyone else respawning. Soldier coming in of Stark, trying to bomb that choke, trying to put some damage down.
And TLR are unable to get in there, even having taken down that medic. Gonna wait for their charge here. That's how careful they want to play this. Not taking any risks at all now. Reverto feel they need to put the pressure on, and they have done that. They recognise the body language from TLR is that they don't have their charge yet, otherwise they'd be pushing in. So they come in and get 2 frags for free. Calio and Rake go down. Reverto managed to keep 6 up. They get a third there onto Nadir, and as the last resort, try to play that long and patient game. They actually find themselves in a situation where they must go 2-on-6 here. Heist is walking forward, he's very much in danger of getting forced out. Oh, the drop comes in as Reverto reads that. Hui coming in from the back, sets up a little sticky trap. Evilmoon and Heist back into that. And that was just absolutely disastrous. A lot of misplays there from both teams, but Reverto looked like they might be about to get around here. They've got a soldier on a point, a pyro drops down, able to keep that soldier off there, but it's not going to be enough. The first cap comes in, and that's going to be 1-0 Reverto here after 10 minutes. What a long round, Ryushi.
Yeah, to be honest, after that first middle, I did not see Reverto winning that first round, but they break TLR's heart, and after a rather stalematy push, they eventually managed to cap that last point. And I'm going to be watching Hiss roll out. He's taking the standard house rollout. Actually, he misses the first stick and hits it on his own door frame, but as he's trying to get some sticks out, he walks across point. All Reverto trying to come from underneath and actually trying to get onto him as much as they can. They take the high ground actually, and Hiss going to be the first frag. A couple of frags getting exchanged, but now Reverto trying to come in straight onto this TLR combo team, but it's not working. They lose players, they're losing Hughie, their main damage dealer. And this soldier's jumping everywhere, and I am...
Oh, Ryushi, I've lost you again, but kind of for fun, instrumental in that middle, going behind, taking Ryushi, going round onto the choke. And are you are you there, Ryushi? What? Moonbase Alpha to Ryushi. Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This is not good. I apologise.
It's fine, I'll just keep talking. Yeah, Kyler really winning that middle in my eyes, getting that important demo pick and working the flanks as well. Rick did a good job too. Shout out to Rick, always watches the VODs. But it's going to be Uber versus Uber as Bar managed to survive, even though his team did lose that middle point. As it stands here, it is a winning situation for Reverto. They're one round up. They can run down that clock for 20 minutes, and I think the fans would love to see that. And here we're going to see TLR lead with Nadir, who bombs in and gets the foresight, but Heist overextends, trying to support him and finds a sticky trap from Huhi. Great minesweep in there from Heist, but no demo man up means that it's going to be tough for TLR to hold on to this middle or even repush. They're going to have to sacrifice that one, but they do have that Uber charge. They actually have it this time. They're not just going to get dry pushed right by Reverto and caught off guard. Once the respawn comes in for Heist and he manages to make it here, they'll probably begin, but until then, they're going to have to soak up a little bit of pressure here from Starkey. He's going to spam rockets. There's also a German roamer by the name of Rising playing around the house, and you see E-Thug there in position. Perhaps they could try and bust open the flanks here, but it looks like they're going to play quite defensive. Rising's hiding at the shit house right now. He's going to jump up for the force. Starkey baiting a little bit, then jumping back. TLR determined to walk in here and not pop off that Uber, but that sort of thing takes time. We're going to see a bomb in behind though from Nadir, who suicides onto GF18. Actually, Rising got destroyed there as well by Kalyo. It's going to be Uber versus Uber, but they basically traded the point for free here. TLR managed to get it for free, Ryushi.
No, TLR did get forced by Rising. So they did have to give up that Uber, so of course it's just going to be a case of some game which I can't remember where basically Reverto can retake this, and then although they're getting forced out by TLR coming in right now, Colourful Fun getting in straight onto Reverto bar, and he's going to go down. GF18, E-Thug, Starkey, Reverto falling apart here, losing everyone, and TLR just content to cap the point and then get ready to clean up frags, and that's full on team wipe for Reverto there as they push, as TLR push onto this second point.
Maybe that is why Reverto like to hold and hold, because they didn't look too good pushing there, buddy. We're going to see a scout of Rake get perhaps flashed in here. No, they're going to lead with Demoman and Soldier. Two-man Uber against the fully spawned Reverto. Three players here unable to take damage, but the only three in the fight. Now in comes the scout of Kyler and Rake. They both get instantly destroyed. And what seems to have been a fairly unsuccessful Uber does in fact pick up a frag onto bar, so it will continue here. 3 combat classes up now, right, for Reverto. Going to be able to make short work of Nadir. He makes a play for the point. They get Heist as well, but Evilmoon will back out, and it looks like we've gone to a little pause. Or is it just me?
No, this is a definite pause. This isn't just lag. I no idea what's going on. I'm hoping it's my uni housemates downloading some weird German stuff. Well, I'm not
Art
hoping
films.
that, but it probably is. Other than any horrible shenanigans going on.
You live in a porno theater?
Sometimes it sounds like it. frankly.
Delightful. On Kaya says on Twitch chat, go Reverto. Ooh. Clearly Saints are Reverto fans. I'm cheering for the Last Resort tonight, man. I want to see them pick up some momentum in the season as a whole. Maybe contest playoffs, give Willy Wonka's a run for the money. I'm not saying they're going to be Epsilon. Don't be crazy. Maybe next season. No way Epsilon are going to fold next season. TF2's dead. Sorry, Ryushi. Continue.
Saying anything. Or was I? I can't remember. Well, I don't know. You want TLR to win. Kyler for Fun is one of my favourite scouts. You know, his just PODM and everything. I just really like that style and wish I could play as well as him.
So, I don't really have a favourite, but TLR have probably got to win for this. And that looks like a little bit of an unpause. They're going to repause. Yeah, that's the repause. So that's going to be letting that player back into the server. And we're going to be getting started pretty damn soon right now. Hopefully.
I've also had some input here from Jokern. Fellow caster says Reverto will be greater than Epsilon. He's calling it in one season. They will be the new Epsi. Watch me be right. So there you go. Challenge thrown down. Come winter or spring 2014. Jokern reckons Reverto will be christened the new champions of Europe and the world. There you have it.
Well, not if they lose their demo man like that and their medic. Oh my god, Hughie and Bart both going down and both scouts caught out on the point. GF18 and Ether quick to fall. Smashing. Getting smashed right now. Rising's the only one up and he's trying to defend last by himself against a combo and scouts. It's not going to happen, surely. He jumps away from the point. Perhaps not the best choice as Colorful Fun runs on the point and then meat shots him to the face when he tries to come back. Rising down, and that's going to make it 1-1.
He just respawning there, but not in time. Respawns again as the new round starts going to the third middle here. 15 minutes played, 15 minutes to go. Who's going to roll out, pick up the kit, and then head on over to the window. Whilst Heist comes straight out of that main door, starts trying to put damage onto the red train. But meanwhile, I'm sure the Valley push has been called. He's aware of that. He's trying to spam directly onto his own train. As in come Reverto's two soldiers bombing around from that shithouse area. But Kyler is going to find Huhi there. No demo man for Reverto momentarily. As the HUD restores itself and TLR find himself a player down. I guess this is where the pause comes in, more or less.
Yeah, maybe Calho lagging out. I think he was one of the first to die there, so something probably going wrong with that. And the pause rejoins, Calho rejoins, and he's going to be up to defend his last point, which obviously I think he'd quite like to be able to defend.
Yeah, that's pretty much a free middle there for Reverto off the back of a disconnect. We're not going to say that was all there was to it, but hey, definitely a big factor there. A little gift for them. It's almost Christmas. Well, Halloween. Do you give gifts at Halloween? No, what am I talking about? Here comes the Iber from main though. And it's going to be the super sub GF18 getting flashed in. The Pyro drops down though and gets Iber. Kyler is going to be getting life support here from his medic. Continues to push in though and will go down to GF18. Now that is a pick that Reverto will be happy to try and use here. As they repush with the Ubers out of the equation, they can try and continue this Uber advantage. Spam comes in on the heavy of Rig, but it's Starkey doing all the damage on his own and nobody has covered that left hand side. But Heist sees his opportunity to push forward and leaves the point unprotected. That allows GF18 and Ethug to come in there lower and make it another round on the board for Reverto. Sneaky.
That's what it's all about, you know, TF2, game of points. You got to cap those points, not the frags. Sometimes I misunderstand that and go for frags myself, but it's all about the points. And Hiss once again getting straight through that house door and then dropping down onto that sort of ramp area and then going underneath. But yeah, it puts him in a dangerous situation, especially as Nadir jumps in and takes down Eth with a nice rocket. And Hiss once again taking down Starkey and Bar. Rising going down as well. Reverto, the only frag they've got so far in this middle is Calho. And that's a full-on team wipe. A 6-for-1. Reverto should not be happy with that middle. TLR coming back strong after that disconnect that first round and then pushing straight onto their opponent's second point. I
think that Reverto have played that same strategy on every middle. And now maybe it's time to change it up. TLR are dealing well with it. They've already dealt with it fairly successfully thus far, but the fact that they keep doing it is maybe just a little bit too obvious. They might want to try and change it up. Heist is just reading that, well, he's a great defensive demo man. Put down a lot of stickies around his train, doing a lot of damage to those soldiers jumping in. And Now with this Uber advantage, they're going to push top, find the Pyro, immediately Ethog annihilated by Heist, and Kylo gets splashed straight onto the point as well. And no one is there to contest it. Who's still alive, but unable to block the point. It's going to be 2-2, Ryushi.
Yeah,
I'm having a stroke, don't worry.
A load of quick rounds there coming out off the end of that first 10-minute round. So obviously something's changed in the mindset of the teams. They don't want to get stalemated. They want to get action. They want to get kills. They want to pad their damage stats. That's what it's all about. Gentleman John's stats at the end of the season. But Hiss once again coming out aggressive onto that middle, trying to stand on point, trying to put damage down. He gets shut down really, really early, and Rate going down as well. And they're just going to give this mid up, you know. Hiss going down before the combo even gets to middle is not something you want to be doing, and so they're going to give it up. And in fact, Reverto see the opportunity to push forward, and they're going to take it. And TLR backed all the way up now. So yeah, it's going to be a free second point for Reverto. And no advantage specifically to them, but except from the fact that Rising's in behind and he doesn't manage to do it. Kyler for fun takes him down with some nice pistol action. Not managing to pop Evil Moon's Uber, or kill Evil Moon in that case, because he doesn't actually have it yet.
That was a quick middle back there. It was a nice switch up from Reverto. He must have been listening to what I said and decided to roll up from the slope. Immediately isolated Heist there. He got focus fired down very quickly, and he was the player who was really causing a lot of problems from those shithouse tactics that Reverto had been trying to use on the previous rounds. Now Reverto find themselves with another opportunity to push on to last year and take the lead in this 5th round. Little spam war going on here. Of course, they've spot out the Pyro as well, so they know if they do want to push, they might want to bring a scout, but the fact that Evil Moon has Uber probably means that nothing's going to happen in this first push beyond the Ubers being traded. They will back out here, trying to bait out a Pyro overextension. Again, doesn't happen. Kyler's learnt his lesson. There we see some progress in the game, Ryushi.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to be just waiting on the Ubers to fade, and they have faded. I'm sorry, I'm a little lagging behind once again. But it's going to be just both teams just content to spam, although they're maybe going to take Starkey in that right-hand side. He looks to be trying to get aggressive onto that heavy, and in fact, Ether comes in from that right side while everyone was looking at Stark, takes down Rate, Calho going down as well, but Reverto losing both their soldiers in that push. But of course they've still got those scouts, so those scouts can deal with that Pyro, and then the Pyro becomes completely pointless. But they're just going to be content to back off. They want that extra damage from the soldiers, and the splash damage looking onto point, I think.
Yeah, that's a nice little... I'm going to give Broder the credit for that strategy. Used to be a Broder strat, I think, or you, after the Ubers have faded, you send 4 players up top right, because the Uber isn't, or the medic isn't there. There's no heals on that right hand side on the defensive perspective, so you can often get some easy frags, but they actually just treated 2 players apiece, and that forced or prompted Reverto to back out. They didn't have to, but they chose to go back and see if TLR wanted to push, but TLR very happy to hold here on this 2-2 draw. That's probably a dream result for Heist. Oh my god, we didn't lose. A draw. These teams, so defensive, man, so defensive.
Yeah, and in fact they're going to get a free pick onto Rising basically, so they look like they actually want to push. They're pushing into that top lobby area, but of course they've got that Pyro, they've got that heavy. They haven't got... In fact no, Rake switched off and is back on Scout, so they can push a lot easier. They've got that ×2 on the cap, so they can get aggressive on the point. In fact, the only one actually defending point right now is going to be a Scout, but Stark and Bar come in, take down Calho and Evil Moon. That's going to be a double kill for Stark. And that's going to be really, really nice, especially as they come in from that balcony area. They take down Kyler for fun as well. There's only 3 up on last. There's a stick trap and a scout defending it. And surely Reverto can push this. And in fact, they can run a scout straight onto the point. Ether goes down to the sticks, but it doesn't matter. He's baited out the pop. And that's going to be an easy last point for GF18.
There was a spy there as well. I just realised. I think that was that a drop from Evilman. He pushed forward with Calio onto that right balcony entrance, and his pocket died. Then he tried to back off without Ubering and just got shotgunned down by Stark at range. I think it was a drop, I'm not sure. But it seemed like a total comedy of errors there for TLR. And Reverto just sitting back and allowing TLR to trip up, stumble, and give away the round onto this middle. TLR find themselves around, and they're going to bomb in! Nadir goes in, and Kalyu follows him up. 3k there for Kalyu. And that's a wipe. Reverto annihilated there. It seems like the strategy
4K.
Back and forth continues. A 4k, wow.
4K. Yeah, and Nadir got one, and Hiss getting one as well, but Calho too good. Portuguese winning for this game for his team right now. Well, of course they are 3-2, but with this second point being pressure, we still got 6.5 minutes left in this game, so of course anything can still happen. And once again, TLR pressuring that last point with the Uber, so, you know, Bar hasn't got his right now. He's not switched on to crits or anything as far as I can tell. So he's going to be just looking to sort of get his up as soon as possible. But the Uber's going to come straight in. He's going to try and keep that Pirate overhealed. And he's actually backed straight off. He doesn't back into spawn. He backs around behind the point. But it's not going to be enough. Everyone just running onto that point. Kylo for fun, eventually getting the cap out. It takes it to 3-3. This is so close right now.
Yeah, they just got muscled out at that last point. Throwing scouts at it. Got the point without much of a contest now on to another middle. And Joji is not going to play balcony. He comes straight out of the door. He's going to try and contest with TLR's Heist himself. Heist just sitting back and allowing Rui to spam at him without really taking much damage. Now the stickies are dead and he's able to come out of the Heist, but meanwhile he's already lost Nadir and Rick. Heist not really able to get into this middle because he was just staying back, playing past it, but clearly didn't inform the rest of his team, or they didn't get the memo. And 3 go down, trade it for 2, not really great. Evil Moon doesn't have Uber yet, he's getting pressured here. He has to put all the heals onto that scout, keep Kyler fully buffed so that he can duel these other scouts. Now both Ubers come up, and that would have been a good situation for Reverto to go in and just try and sack a few players to get Evil. Now they choose to go in, they lose Ethog and Stargate to Heist, who's just so at home on those choke points. His pipes continue to spam in, they get the foresight. And they do lose Rake and the Deer for that, though. They find themselves a little bit of a man disadvantage momentarily. TLR now pop off. There's a soldier behind. He gets dealt with very quickly, so they'll be able to push off this Uber as well. Ryushi, they're going to continue. It looks like they might get Hui here. He's got a soldier all up on his grill. Oh,
but everyone gets onto him. Kylo goes down, but Huey getting fragged, followed up by his. But Evil Moon goes down to the backup frag by E-Thug, and everyone just getting absolutely destroyed all over this middle. GF18 and Starkey, the only ones on the point right now. In fact, GF18 goes down. It's Starkey alone against 2 scouts and a soldier, and he gets quickly shut down. And that's going to be a middle for TLR. Middle point for TLR.
Yeah, that was pretty convincing. We're going to see... no, it's not a pyro. It's just a spawn back, because Heist has jumped ahead there and laid down a deadly sticky trap on the resub door. Everybody's removed themselves from that forward spawn. Now they come onto the right balcony. They're trying to spam up there. Got a couple of sticks on the scouts, can't cap just yet. Deer's going to jump forward and pressure out. Oh man, I feel like I'm lagging a little bit. Am I lagging on Mumble? Tell me.
I think everything is just lagging. It's been a horrible night for internet connections.
Oh dear, oh dear.
So we're just going to be defending last right now. You sound fine to me, Admirable. Don't worry. You sound like gorgeous. We're just be defending last. Once again, they pulled out that Pyro. Pyro being so popular right now on this, defending this last push. And in fact, is that crits? I heard crits noises.
It is, yeah. Heist is going to come in and get Ethug, also finds Rising and Starkey to boot. And TLR with the crits, so undetectable that even we didn't notice it, and we've got a goddamn HUD that tells us when they have crits, Krieg. That's going to be another round on the board. We're going into the 8th middle here, can you believe it? There's 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, and it's really up to Reverto to try and take this one by the horns. He's going to roll out from House again and realises get that sweet love from Evil Moon. Ryushi though. Can Reverto convert this into a round and make it a tied game? Maybe even a golden cap? I don't know, I can't look.
Well, they lost their soldiers to a beautiful bait by Rake into Kyler for fun, who gets a double K onto both soldiers. And Reverto having to sit on this midpoint. The more time they waste, the less chance they get of winning this, and the more chance it has of going into a golden cap. Because of course, if they cap this second point, although TLR have actually come out to try and defend this. They have got Uber, they have got Evil Moon up and ready to go, but he does get forced right there. But it's going to be a triple Uber versus a double Uber. So of course that full 8 seconds onto Stark, who jumps back, but they've picked Nadir onto the flanks, and that's going to make that entry frag so easy for them to get in right now. Rising jumps ahead, Stark jumps ahead, should I say, trying to get into some frags, but Huey jumping in as well. A lot of damage going down on Calho. He's 19 HP. He's going to have to run away or go for some crazy equalizer frags, but it's not happening. Stark picks him up, and once again TLR finding themselves defending last with 3 players basically right now, although they haven't actually had their second point capped.
Yeah, there was a big back cap play made there by TLR at the same time. That's why they were so eager to trade Ubers and just create a situation where Spire wasn't being capped. There was 3 players went there for TLR, but whatever way it worked out for Reverto, maybe they read it well, or they just happened to have the spawns coming in there, but it was a 3-on-3 on middle. Reverto managed to hold on to middle and then cap the Spire back, so that was very well done by them. Now it's going to be Uber versus Uber yet again. I've just checked, there's no crits Kriegs, definitely no crits Kriegs. It will be Uber here. And a minute 20 to go. It's going to be Scouts coming up top to find a Pyro. Immediately the Uber is popped off from Evilman onto Kyler, who he's probably not going to get any frags here. He will continue a little bit and then back off. Actually switches over to the left hand side. He might want to switch up to Scout now. Ethog's got raked though on the flank, and he's in below. He's going toe to toe with Kyler for fun. Starkey comes in on his backside with the heals and picks up that Pyro frag. Now there's 4 on the point. This is a great opportunity for Hui to clean up, but he's not alive. No Devilman here, and this is tough. Oh, for a Scout to deal with all those bodies on the point. Ethog doing his best to put some hurt on there, but there's still a medic up in the form of Evilman, and that push will be branded unsuccessful by Reverto.
Yeah, but they've got so much time on that point that TLO have to have a person on the point at all time, and it looks like it's going to be that Heavy who's just going to be sitting there. He's going to be taking so much spam though. It's coming in from main, in fact. Ethog tries to run in, tries to sit on point, tries to get that Heavy kill and pop those stickies. He's not going to go down. Huey and Rising also going down. This is not good. This is not what Reverto need to be doing. They frag Calhoun, they frag Nadir as well. But it's not going to be enough. The Uber in fact gets forced out of Evil Moon, Ubering as well. I'm not quite sure where. But he gets killed by Kyler for fun. Kyler for fun, Kyling for fun, and that's it. 6 seconds left. There's no one up to push this. Can Ethog come in and clutch this? No, he can't.
Oh wow, they just sort of overcommitted a little bit there. If they'd gone in and traded the Ubers and then come back in with 6 players, it might have been something they could have worked, but for some reason they lost.
Time for that.
Oh, they did have time, man. They had so much time. It only takes 8 seconds max for an Uber to fade, and then they would have still had another 12 seconds to try and make something happen.
They lost Rising coming off the end of that Uber, didn't they? Did they?
Yeah, they did, before the Uber even happened, they lost it. They lost 2. Anyway, Reverto going to lose this one. The last resort, claim the first map, 4-3 here in the ETF2L Season 16, powered by Blackout Gaming Premiership Week 3 fixture. We're going to go to map 2, Metalworks, shortly. This is Team Fortress TV with Admirable, Ryushi, and Ducky. And I'm going to look at the logs, Ryushi. I want to see what's happening.
Yeah, that was ever so close. Both teams, on the points, on the scores, it looks really, really close. So I want to see what's going on with these logs. See who's top damaging. Where are they?
Oh, I'm looking. Don't panic. I find the 425 ones. No. Someone in chat will surely find them, you know, someone in Twitch chat. Help us out here, guys. See, there's so many Badlands ones. I just click Badlands and try and find it, but you know, I'm really sucking out here. Really sucking out. Should have copied it from the server chat. Let me try that. Nobody knows where the logs are, man. I'm looking at Twitch chat. Everybody's like, logs. No logs. If only we were on ESEA right now, we'd know where the logs were.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw logs
in the
chat at the end.
Pretty sure it happened. There we go, found. No. Oh dear. Then they have not been uploaded.
What a calamity.
This is horrific.
Oh dear. The
last ones were uploaded an hour ago featuring Rake. Yeah. They do not exist. I am sad.
Oh,